Inauguration Day. Also, Martin Luther King Day, Monday, 20th January, yes. Well, that was cringy, the inauguration. I'd not say embarrassing because it's personal, not general, which means it's about me. It's not about, there's nobody to be embarrassed. I'm not watching people watching it and going, oh God, I'm so embarrassed that they're watching this. It's just me. Manifest destiny, God Almighty, U.S. supremacy, racism are national traits of both parties, I discovered this cycle. Shared across the ocean too, all of Europe. So, I am over here, and they are over there. Am I a minority? In the minority? Perhaps. But we hear the same speech essentially every 4 years, minus nasty bits like expand our territory, ouch. But it's always, we are the greatest ever, shiny hills abounding, we can do this, glory, glory. And I don't get it, mostly because, I suppose I understand why one would do that with anybody, with your kids or with your girlfriend or your wife or your partner or whatever it is, your employees. Tell them they're the best. Didn't we go through this with Little League? I have been a mini leader of sorts in the theater. I have been a director of plays. That is a leader who has a particular single job. There are lots of leaders in theater when it works well on the stage. And when we are about to open something, I am usually very happy and so say that I love the actors. I have watched them for weeks, working and creating. I've chosen them. Always after watching them for some time in other plays, I don't audition actors. Toxic behavior. I am not looking for puppets and wish them a good run recreating and further creating work we had begun and agreed upon, usually weeks before. I never say they are the best actors ever, destined by God to be a hit. That would be toxic. So why, I asked, not as judgment, as I said, but as an outsider, as a Martian, why do you do this? It's like the songs. Dawn's early light, every valley, every ocean. The speeches are just anthems that don't rhyme. Sometimes a mistake will be made. An actor will be in the play and will want to be pulled aside by me and be told they are the best actor ever. They're better than anybody else in the play. And they're given to me by God to fulfill this or that role. The actor who needs that is going to be unhelpful unless one imagines one can change them. Some directors do. Several shows I have directed, I have watched again after opening or seen a film version, and I am often amazed how the thing has changed or how the film stands up. How it's gotten better, in fact, improved, deepened, etc. But then I'm not seeking clones or AI obedience. I don't prioritize immigrants who code. Is it tiny? Of course. It is tiny, of course, the metaphor, but I am really only questioning who the we is. The citizenry that sits there and hears this stuff and feels all cheery, therefore. I don't know, do you? Feels hopeful, I guess. And even the man who said, yes, we can. Some of us would be out there saying, well, we have already, have been for years, but the subprime mortgage guys can't, and we've lost our homes, end quote. John Kennedy was rare in his egalitarian inaugural. Is it, as a friend said, this patriotism that we want to feel part of something bigger, as if we don't or aren't already? Isn't it more we want to feel part of something smaller than the obvious immensity of the bigger, that we want to feel special rather than part, in our special corner? It's a lot of needy, a little sad. Trump promised a new manifest destiny, an expansion of territory with no more wars. Conundrum? Not a whit. The premise of manifest destiny is it's already yours. Only some crazy Hamas type would have the temerity to resist. But any speech by any white American straying into that domain is fraught. You still haven't paid the rent due. On your invaded and occupied continent, if we raise the specter of ancestral homelands, we need to define terms, don't we? Scoffing something about, well, it's already happened, or that's what happened everywhere, doesn't bear scrutiny. Does not stand up. And so on throughout today, the reiteration, the refraining by little priests yammering on about God's special mission for Americans to spread that good word and silence all the others. Sorry, loves, but this is the very heart of fascism. You just have the wrong dictionary. I noticed Allah was conspicuously absented. I heard the king from Queens say manifest destiny, then the preachers said it again and again. Stop it. Discovery doctrine will be next. Mars, I hope, that truly is a planet without a people. At last, colonialism found a real one. And all morning, James O'Brien from Britain drones on in faux dismay about how America elected a sexual abuser and a convicted felon. Yes, they did, and Clinton too. And it does mystify me why the Constitution allows a convicted felon to take office, but not vote. Not from O'Brien's puritanical perspective, but from the one not allowed to vote. That perspective. If he, Trump, is transactional and that stops the Ukraine proxy and the Israeli impunity, I'm all for transactional. As populist is the opposite of elitist, transactional is the opposite of idealist. John Meacham wants to smirk at me and say, but this is American idealism. And I'll say unto him, here is my dictionary of idealism. It is Kool-Aid, dude. By all means, do your more perfect union, but keep it in-house. Keep it out of your foreign policy. Your more perfect world has failed miserably and should stay asleep. The rest of us cannot sustain another onslaught by your strange God.